team, we are going to be covering our books. Let's go. So you're going to have a paper bag, a textbook, a pair of scissors, and Mrs. Kirby's going to have the tape. So we can open up our bag. Okay? So we need to be able to flatten this entire thing out. And we don't want this bottom piece. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start here, make a little incision, and then open at the top. Okay, if you find that incision down there. Okay, we're going to cut along the seam at the side of the bag. Ta-da-ta-da-da. And I'm going to try to go as straight as I possibly can. I'm going to be responsible, kind, and safe with my scissors. Da-da-da-da. Take your time, and you should feel that release because that's where you freed it, right? Freedom! Now, this piece, I'm going to cut this piece out, and I'm going to put it to the side. We're going to save that for our another project that we're going to do for our Egypt unit, and 8th graders, those of you who remember what we're doing, we're going to still use that, even though we're not making that anymore. Whee! Now, am I done? No, it's not flat yet, right? See, it's not flat. It still has this hinge here. So we're going to cut this seam and then this seam so that the paper bag can lay flat. And again, I'm going to be responsible, kind, and safe. We may need to share scissors because some of my beautiful classes have like 35 kiddos. So once this piece is done, you're going to go put it in the box. Miss Kirby has a box for this, so I'm going to put it to the side. Now, this, ta-da! It's all done. See how it's big and flat? I want to be able to decorate this, so I'm going to put Winco on the inside. Now, this is not like decorating a present. I repeat, we are not going to just do this. That's not it. We are going to do some very creative folding. Are you ready? Okay, so on one of these seams, it doesn't actually matter which one, you're going to center the book on one of these seams, okay? You with me? Now the very top, you're going to smushy, 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 which means you're going to push it against the side. So do you see the line there? So you're going to smushy, smushy, smushy the top, and you're going to smushy, smushy, smushy the bottom, which means so you're creasing the paper along the side. Now, you're going to put your book to the side. Do you see those two creases you made? You're going to take the entire piece of paper and you're going to very carefully fold a parallel line along the side. It needs to be straight. If it's wonky, it's not going to look good and it's not going to work effectively at protecting your book. So measure twice, cut once kind of thing. So I'm going to put this back here. I'm going to make sure it's the right, there should be a tiny bit of brown. And then I'm going to, yep, it's correct. So here, I'm not going to overfold. I want it to be right on there. And you're going to know if you did it right when you put the book on and the book is completely covered. Okay, so this should be the height of my book. So let's see if we did it. Ta-da! So I'm going to put my textbook back and I'm going to fold it over and yay! Okay, so this is the book. Yay, ta-da! So that's the entire height of the book. I'm not done. I have all this extra stuff, and so we can probably use this for a different project later. So let's see. I'm going to scoochy scoochy here. Okay, and we need to have at least 4 to 5 inches folding over. So when I open this up, I should see a huge piece of paper here because this is where I'm going to tape it. I'm not taping on the book, I'm only taping on the cover. So, from the get-go, you had a huge piece of paper. You put your book in the middle. You smushy the top, you smushy the bottom. You moved the book to the side. You fold it down, making sure this is a straight line, and you fold it down, making sure that this line is parallel to this line, this crease. You checked your size. Does it fit? Yes. If your book's like this and your book's hanging out, then you need to refold it. All right, then you're going to fold the top part, so at least 4 to 5 inches is on the top. Okay? Now, once you're here, this is when, if I were to turn this sideways, you should see the cover and you should see your book. Cover, book, okay? This is the tricky part. So I don't need all this extra part. So I'm gonna flip my book over. I'm going to open up the page. I'm gonna fold it over and see how much I need. Okay, probably, yep, good. So I can probably cut this piece off right here so that I don't have this extra bit of weight holding me down. Don't hold me down, Mr. Book Cover. And I'm gonna save this in the box for later. And let's see, okay. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. Yay, okay, fantastic. So again, from the top, I have a huge piece of paper. We'll probably cut this piece off. So it looks like we just cut off one of these side pieces. Then I put the book in the middle. I smooshy-smooshied the bottom. I smooshy-smooshied the top. I moved the book to the side. I folded down the top part of the paper and the bottom part, making sure they're parallel. I put my book back on top to make sure that it's the right size. If it is not the right size, I'm going to refold it. So again, once I cover it, if the book is still showing, then I need to refold that. I open up the hard book, and I wrap it around there, and then I close it. And I'm gonna really try to tighten that up, like it's a pair of Spanx or something. They're really tight. Okay, and then I'm gonna turn this side over, and ooh, I see a little bit of red here, so I think I'm gonna refold this one just a little bit, because I don't want the edges to get damaged. Let's see if that works. Oh, much better. Okay, and then once I fold this closed, once I get here, you're gonna say, Mrs. Kirby, I'm ready for tape. So it should look like this. When I open it, it will fall off right now. It will fall off. Back in my day, tape hadn't been invented yet, and we actually had to tuck this in here, which you can if you want to, but I'm just gonna have you use tape. So we did this. When Mrs. Kirby was a student, tape didn't exist, and we had to walk 8 miles in the snow, uphill both ways, and there was no shoes. So, anyway, so this is one way to do it. See how it's like wrapped around? But we're gonna go the easy way, and you're just, once you get here, and this is folded over, you're gonna say, Mrs. Kirby, I am ready for tape. And once I hear Mrs. Kirby, I'm ready for tape, if I'm helping somebody, ooh, I can still see a little bit of red here. So again, I'm going to make these little last minute adjustments so that I can protect my book all year long. Let's see. Nope, a little bit more. Little bit more. There we go. Let's see. Much better. Okay. Now, you guys, I expect you to help each other. So once you get here, Mrs. Kirby, I need tape. Mrs. Kirby will do this part. She's going to come over with her tape, and she is going to turn it this way. This is the tricky part, because we want it to be able to open. Woo! That was fun. We're going on a tape adventure. Okay, I'm going to put it right here. Then I'm going to open it just a smidgy. And so when I open it, the paper book the book cover is going to move a little bit, just like any book sleeve, but it should stay on. All right, and then we're going to do it to the other side. You won't, I will. And ta-da! And I pick it up just a smidge, and I tape it down. And then your job is to put your name very clearly right here on the spine. If your handwriting is not a strength, you can ask someone at your table group or me to do it if I am not busy. And then you can decorate the front. I have colors, I have stickers, we have stuff like that. So, yay! Ta-da! And now you have a protected book cover. Yay!